Buncombe County health officials announced the first details of an emergency plan concerning the coronavirus.
That could include quarantines for those who test positive.
News 13's Kimberly King joins us live. And Kim, currently there are no reported cases there in the state.
Tammy, that's right. And it's important to emphasize that even so, health directors and health officials, emergency responders are making plans ahead of time. From making plans even for emergency responders who might have to go into a home to even creating a quarantine area at Mission Hospital.
The things that we're most concerned about at Mission are how we triage the patients when we see them. We have plans in place for that. We have isolated areas within our building.
Making use of a former emergency department area.
So Buncombe County EMS has specially trained people.
That from Al Morgan, EMS supervisor.
Developing tonight, efforts are underway by some nurses at Mission Health to unionize, and they're getting some support from Democratic presidential frontrunner Senator Bernie Sanders.
News 13's Ryan Coulter has been following this for us today. And Ryan, you talked with a union working with those nurses.
Yes, a representative from National Nurses United confirms they are working with the nurses at Mission. And yesterday, while campaigning in both North and South Carolina, Senator Sanders said he supports the nurses' right to unionize.
And right now, some 2,000 nurses at Mission Health in Asheville are standing up for their patients and their profession. Thank you, nurses.
It was a show of support for labor unions in North Carolina yesterday from Senator Bernie Sanders.
I happen to believe that workers are entitled to join unions.
Talk of possible unionization comes after a series of public meetings where people, including one Mission nurse, voiced concerns about current working conditions and staffing shortages after the sale to HCA, a for-profit company. There are currently more than 300 open nursing positions at Mission.
And when you have nurses, they are often negotiating not only for good salaries for themselves, but they're often negotiating for their patients in terms of staff ratio. They know that they can't do the job that they have to do if there are too few of them covering too many patients.
We talked with Representative Josh Dobson, who represents Avery, Mitchell, and McDowell counties. He disagrees with Senator Sanders' stance on unions and reaffirms his support being a right-to-work state.
It's just not needed in North Carolina. We have a good system of businesses and labor working together. And it just makes things more complicated and more problematic.
As for the issues at HCA, Dobbins says the problems can be solved through collaboration, not unions.
We are just hours away from polls opening for the South Carolina primary. Former Vice President Joe Biden made his final campaign stop in the Palmetto State tonight in Spartanburg. News 13's Taylor Young joins us live from the Jerry Richards Indoor Stadium. And Taylor, it was an important night for Joe Biden.
Yeah, with the South Carolina primary tomorrow and Super Tuesday just days away, Joe Biden is hoping to continue the momentum that his campaign has seen over the last couple of days.
You, in the eyes of their nation, are on South Carolina right now.
Presidential candidate Joe Biden looking for support in South Carolina a day before the state's presidential primary.
Next president of the United States is going to have to be ready on day one to try to figure out how to put the world back together again.
Biden brought his presidential campaign to the state earlier this month, staking his hopes for the comeback on the loyalty of black voters after a dismal finish in New Hampshire primary magnified his disappointing finish in Iowa.
In the beginning, we knew both of those were going to be extremely difficult and I was anxious to get to Nevada and to here in South Carolina because this represents a much more diverse population and the population that I've always gotten significant support from.
A recent ABC poll shows the 77-year-old former vice president has been gaining traction since Tuesday's debate. The poll asked Democrats and Democratic-leaning independents who has the best chance of beating President Trump. Biden came in second behind Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders.
I think part of what's happening is people are beginning to focus on who has real plans that can help make care of my health care, who's the guy or person can get assault weapons off the street, I'm the only one that's ever done that.
Biden is the only candidate that's ready to hit the ground running from the first day.
Supporters believe Biden's moderate stance on issues give him a better chance at attracting Republican voters to the left.
He have reached across the aisle plenty of time, and he know how to bring other Republicans to the table because we're going to need them.
Saturday's South Carolina primary has historically become one of the key early state primaries for both Republicans and Democratic candidates.
Feel real good, but you know, I'm not a pundit. I'm a candidate, but I feel good.
Our Person of the Week created a support system for veterans at Blue Ridge Community College.
In March, the Red Cross will recognize Jared LaFave as a local hero. News 13's John Lee has his story.
That one is sealed.
Life experience and work experience often go hand in hand.
If you don't already have your gloves ready, push it all the way in. If you've got everything ready to go, then we'll head in.
The detailing room gives Blue Ridge Community College students hands-on experience.
Gloves and glasses. Looks good.
Jared LaFave is an instructor for the Collision Repair Department.
Pretty much outside of the chemistry lab, we have one of the most volatile labs in this campus, just because of our process.
One of his students, Luis Vasquez, appreciates LaFave's approach.
The way he carries himself, it says military all over him. So it's good to have a guy like him teaching this course.
You can hang that one up.
The Jared you see today is heavily influenced by his past as a Navy veteran.
It'll certainly make you grow up fast and create responsibility. It looks dark right now, but it'll flash off here in a minute. So go ahead and take your next area, and it's just covering.
When he's not teaching, Jared is devoted to supporting fellow vets on campus. He was a key player in launching the Veterans Club.
I know, some of the struggles. Everyone has their own experience with their time in or, time out then. And it's just nice to know that there's somebody out there that really can help.
Lewis is one of 50 vets at Blue Ridge. He served in the Army and joined the Veterans Club last semester.
Everybody has their issues, everybody's got things that they deal with, and sometimes only a veteran can help another veteran. So it's good to have an ear or somebody that's been through what they're going through.
Now you want it to be wet like that so that we know we have a good coverage coat.
Jared has emerged as much more than just a teacher. Given his background, it's not surprising he's also become a leader and mentor at Blue Ridge.
Yep, get all that covered, all that sealer covered. It's bringing people together in our community that happen to be at this campus that share that commonality of service too. And we're finding resources available to others that may have needed it that we didn't even know existed.
And by connecting people on campus with shared experiences, he's also helped build a sense of community. In Henderson County, John Lee, News 13.
Jared is one of 10 people who will be honored at the American Red Cross Salute to WNC Heroes Breakfast at Highland Brewing.
Tickets are still available for the March 24th event, which recognizes selfless and heroic acts of kindness.
And go to WLOS.com for more information.